Welcome back to Eternal Shiva Wisdom, dear seekers. In Part 1, we explored the true meaning of Sanatana Dharma as the eternal truth that sustains the universe. Today, in Part 2 of 8, we dive deeper into why the rishis called Dharma the science of life. Dharma is not a command written in a book. It is a state of consciousness. The greatest misconception about Sanatana Dharma is that people view it as a list of rules, what one should do and what one should not. But the rishis never presented Dharma as man-made regulations. They called it the science of life, a knowledge that teaches a person to live in balance with their own nature, their mind, and the entire universe. You cannot become a doctor simply by reading a book. You need practice, experience, and inner understanding. In exactly the same way, Dharma cannot be understood merely by reading. Dharma is felt. Dharma is lived. Dharma descends into the depths of your being. The Upanishads say, Dharma is that which connects a person to truth and leads them to their real self. Here, real self means that pure consciousness which makes life possible. That light which gives direction to the mind and intellect, that soul which existed before birth and will remain after death. The rishis always describe Dharma as inner alignment, being in harmony with your inner truth, your nature, and your duty. Why was Dharma called cosmic science? The universe is in motion, the sun rises, the moon changes, seasons turn, rivers flow, trees grow, and the body breathes. Did anyone command them to do so? No. This is all cosmic order, an invisible law that sustains everything. And this is the purest meaning of Dharma. Vedanta says, Dharma is that which is in alignment with the order of the universe. If an action increases the harmony of the universe, that is Dharma. If an action disrupts this harmony, that is Adharma. For example, non-violence is Dharma because it creates balance. Truth is Dharma because it brings clarity to the mind. Greed, anger, hatred are Adharma because they pollute the energy. Every thought and every action of ours affects this cosmic energy. That is why Dharma is not just conduct, it is also the purity of energy. Why is Dharma called a lifestyle? Because Dharma is not lived by making deliberate decisions every time. Dharma is lived when it becomes your ingrained nature, sanskar. For example, speaking truth becomes a habit. Self-restraint becomes your temperament. Duty becomes your priority. Compassion becomes your way of seeing. And equanimity becomes the steady state of your mind. In the Gita, Sri Krishna says, the person who follows their natural qualities walks on the path of Dharma. In other words, Dharma is not followed out of compulsion. Living Dharma naturally and effortlessly, that is true Dharma. Today, we often confine Dharma to rituals and worship, whereas worship is only a means. Dharma is the character of life itself. Sanatana Dharma is not one day of worship. It is a way of living every single day. The root of Dharma, the balance between Pravritti and Nivritti. Vedanta speaks of two paths. Pravritti, action, engagement with the world. Nivritti, detachment, inner stillness. True Dharma is the balance between the two. Ram is the ideal of Pravritti, duty, society, service. Shankaracharya is the ideal of Nivritti, knowledge, meditation, liberation. Sanatana Dharma says, the balance of life itself is Dharma. If a person only runs outward, they will become exhausted. If a person only stays inward, they will become disconnected from life. Dharma is the bridge between the two. This is the teaching we keep reminding you of on Eternal Shiva Wisdom, that Dharma is not fear, not rigid rules, not compulsion. Dharma is that simplicity through which life blooms deeply. Dharma is that peace that settles stably within. Dharma is that understanding that guides a person to their true duty and their inner truth. A glimpse of the next part. In part 3 of 8, we will explore how do the 3 levels of Dharma, personal, social, and cosmic, actually work? And how can a person recognize and live their true duty in everyday life? If this part resonated with you, please share in the comments below. What one insight about Dharma as the science of life stood out to you most, and how does it relate to something you're experiencing right now in your life? Your reflections inspire the entire community. Subscribe to Eternal Shiva Wisdom and turn on notifications so you don't miss part 3. Thank you for joining this journey toward timeless wisdom and inner peace. Namaskar.